Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Thank you for joining me once again. Today, we are going to continue, of course, Zargo's Tale. This is going to be our session 12 video. And as always, let's just jump right into it. So, Vega and Zargo are just leaving the Port District Guardhouse, where they had just had a meeting with the chief, stating that, well, Vega's on pretty thin ice. She's on the verge of getting fired. They need to find some information out about this investigation, and that will help her cause. So, we join Zargo and Vega as they are stepping foot outside the gate of the guardhouse. Zargo just immediately begins to ask Vega about what happened to her that night. She was supposed to meet her at the bar to arrest Amari, but she wasn't there. Amari wasn't there. Like, what happened? What happened, Vega? Why weren't you there? You seem to be alright. But where's Amari? Where's anything? What happened? Zargo, look. It was awful nice of you in there to defend me like that for the chief. But before I tell you, Zargo, I need to know, do you trust me? Of course, Vega. You're my partner. That comes with the job title. I trust you and you trust me, and that's how our partnership will get along nicely. Yes, Zargo, yes. And I do trust you. And if you really do trust me, then I have to tell you, that night at the bar, as you went to fetch the other guards, I escorted Amari out of there at knife point. Finch told me that there was someone who did that, and that was you. That makes sense. But why, Vega? Why? Why would you do that? We could have made the arrest and interrogated him. We'd have him in custody. Zargo, what I was getting at with the whole trust thing is I'm part of a rebellion. A rebellion? You mean the rebellion that they speak of on the north part of the island? The one who does things in secret? Surely not, Vega. You can't mean that rebellion. Zargo, yes, that rebellion. But it's not what they say in the papers and in the tabloids. It's not what the gods think. There's a lot going on that you don't know, Zargo. A lot going on underground. A lot behind those walls of that beautiful city everyone thinks. And there's a lot going on underneath our very feet here. We barely dipped our toes into what's down there the other night when we were in the sewers, when we were in Amari's office. I was supposed to bring Amari back to our headquarters so he could be questioned there, not by the gods here in the city. You understand kind of where I'm coming from. Zargo's taken back. She's not really sure what to think. She's kind of going against her whole entire philosophy. She's been on this guard her whole life. But thinking about that, she kind of has a little bit of reserved feelings for the way some things are portrayed. For one, her father, no one she's ever known has ever been admitted as a citizen of that city. People come in off of boats and immediately go into the city walls as contractual citizens. This has bothered her in the past, but she hasn't thought much of it. Zargo, have you ever wondered why not many people are admitted into the city? And how almost all of them are humans, a few elves here and there. Only on an extreme circumstance is anybody other than human or elf allowed to be in the city. Doesn't this strike you as odd, Zargo? Well, I guess I just haven't put much thought into it. My job and my life keeps me pretty busy out here. Yes, Zargo, and that is what they're banking on. I don't have time to really get into all of it. And to be honest, I don't even know all of it myself. But we have a whole network of people. In this city, we have a couple people within the walls. But it is hard to get in there, and it is harder to get out. That's another problem. But we have some more localized problems we really need to deal with, Zargo. And I'm entrusting you with this bit of information because I need your help. That night, while I had Amari, unfortunately, he was able to escape my custody. He, well, threw me off with the information that he gave me. I was asking him about the clan dagger, of course, because I really need to find that clan dagger, Zargo. That dwarf that night, in that room with the orcs, the dead one that we ended up having to fight. I knew her. Her name was... What was her name? Let's just roll an NPC table. We will ignore everything except the name. Dordan. Dordan? Okay, I like it. Her name was Dordan. She was a member of my clan. My dwarven clan that I come from. I haven't been open with you about my past, Zargo, and well, I don't really intend to start now, but I may be an elf, but I have close ties to dwarves, and that dwarf was one of them. So you could see why finding that clan dagger is really at the top of one of my to-do lists. So I need your help today, Zargo, to follow up on the information that Amari gave me. He gave me a location. In that ledger that night, I found the name Vinith, a male lizard folk, somewhere here in town. And Amari gave me the location of where he sold the dagger to Vinith. And that is where I want to start. That's where we need to go, Zargo. And I believe that this will tie into the investigation with the missing item from the museum. And I think we can probably kill two birds at once, you know what I mean? Well, Vega, that is a lot to take in. But I feel the sincerity in your voice. So yes, I am behind you. But first, before we follow up on that, I think we should go back and check out the mortuary. That Drew fella, the one that got stabbed in the prison cell, he told us that he hid the item in the mortuary behind one of the shelves, behind a loose cobblestone. I think we should check there to see if the item is still there. If so, we could avoid a little bit of extra footwork, you know. Alright, Zargo. Fine. We'll do it your way. I'm right behind you. Lead the way. Zargo and Vega make their way north to the mortuary. Now it is pretty early in the morning, so but I don't think it's too early. I'm thinking their doors are probably open and unlocked right now. Now it's not a very busy place. I mean, it is a mortuary. They don't have customers coming and going and buying goods all the time. So Zargo opens the door. Is Keb behind the counter to greet us? Chaos Factor 4, I'm going to say 50-50. Keb behind the counter. 35 is a yes. Right on the dot of yes. Alright. So, Keb's there. Hello. Welcome. Oh, hello. It is you, guards. What is it I can do for you? We are here to follow up on our investigation. We got word that there may be some more stolen items on the premises. If you would be so kind as to allow us to do our search, I would be very grateful. I'll say it's nearly certain. Does she let them? 38. nearly certain. Yes, she does. Of course. Make it quick. I've got work to do. So they start looking behind all the cabinets they can find until finally Zard. Here, I'll roll and see which one of them finds it. Whoever rolls higher is the one that finds it. Vega, okay. Now Vega pulls one of the cabinets back and she can see a loose stone with scrape marks on it. She pries the stone loose and pops it out, and there's a cavity just behind it, big enough to fit an item. Big question here, is the item there? I'm gonna say it's very unlikely. Is the artifact still there? 56. No, 59. That is a no. Still just a no. Not an extreme no. The item is gone, of course. And this has to be the right spot. It's behind a loose cobblestone and it's behind a cabinet. So, Zargo, I think I found where it was supposed to be, but the item's gone. I can't say I'm surprised, though. I was hoping our luck would finally turn around, but yeah, I guess I can't say I'm surprised either, Vega. Well, I guess let's see if hopefully they maybe left a piece of evidence behind. I'm gonna give it a. They're gonna do a survival check. No, they'll just do a perception check. It's gonna be an 8 for Vega and a 6 for Zargo, a bonus. I'm gonna make it. I'll make it a 16, a DC 16. All right, Zargo extremely fails, and Vega succeeds. That's an 26 for Vega. So yeah, she critically succeeded. So what do they find? They find some form of evidence. What do they find? 05. Beautifully. And 08. Beautifully bright. Beautifully bright. Okay, I'm thinking. So without putting too much thought into it, beautifully bright. They see a small gemstone. The light from the torch is just reflecting off of this tiny, tiny little gemstone within the cavity of this removed cobblestone. Vega picks it up, kind of eyes it for a second. Sure enough, it is a tiny diamond that looks like it has fallen out of maybe whoever it was when they reached their hand in to grab the item. Must have scraped it on the stone and it pried this small little diamond out of their ring or bracelet, some form of jewelry. So Vega kind of shows Zargo and they discuss what it could possibly be. It's got to be from a piece of jewelry somehow. Alright, well, at least we found some bit of evidence. That's more than we've been finding. I guess we'll just take this and call it a win. Thank you very much, Keb, for your time. It appears we didn't find what we were looking for, but hopefully we won't need to bother you again. Good day, ma'am. So Zargo and Vega leave the mortuary. Where are they going to go? Are they going to go back and report this to the chief? I don't think they will. That's just going to be extra time. The chief's already pretty cranky. So unless they have some... They'd just be telling him that they still don't know the answer, which is just going to further irritate him. So... maybe... They could go talk to possibly a jeweler. Alright, I think they are just going to... They're going to follow up on what Vega wants to check out. Alright, Vega. After you. We'll figure out what this diamond could be from later. I feel like Your matters are a bit more pressing. So, Vega... Okay. Alright, Zargo. Well, Amari told me about the location. So let's figure out about the location right now. 2 words on the location table. That's going to be 18. Creepy. And 93. And unexpected. Creepy and unexpected. Okay, a graveyard. I think that kind of fits the bill. A graveyard. So Vega leads Zargo through town to one of the secluded areas. It's a large graveyard. Alright, here we are, Zargo. He said it was in the graveyard, and they met by a mausoleum. And I only see one mausoleum here. So if they met in front of the mausoleum... Alright, so... I don't really know where to go from here. So, Vega is going to check the name on the mausoleum. Is the name on the mausoleum... is it helpful at all? I'm gonna say 50-50, why not? 35, yes, okay, cool. That was right on the dot. 35 is a yes. So the name on the mausoleum. Let's see if we can come up with a name real quick. I've never used the name table in the Mythic book. So it just kind of like gives you like small syllables and you kind of piece them together. So we'll just go with it real quick. If it doesn't work, I'll roll something else. 50. Lynn. And 59. And Knee. L-I-N and N-E-E. Lenny or Neelan? Okay. I think we can go both. The name on the mausoleum, it's one big mausoleum to one person. And the name on it is Lenny Neelan. So Lenny Neelan. And it has a depiction of a lizard folk character on it. So surely there's some type of building, like a groundskeeper or somebody that obviously takes care of this place and has records of who's buried here and what. So Vega and Zargo are going to go inside and speak to whoever's behind the counter. Now we have a male Leshy named Jade, and they are very friendly, which that's going to be helpful. Well, not to cross words, because in Pathfinder, helpful is its own degree of attitude, but right below that is friendly. So they are only friendly to us, but still that is good. So they are friendly. Let's see what kind of Leshy they are, just for fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 4. So cactus, fungus, leaf, or root. A root Leshy. Okay, that kind of fits, I feel like. A root Leshy named Jade behind the counter. Zargo and Vega walk in. They see the male Leshy working on getting some of the coffins together. It looks like he's getting ready for a burial later today. They kind of catch him off guard a little bit, and he kind of startlingly turns around. And,
oh, hello, guards. What are you doing here? Is there something wrong?
Vega speaks up. No, little one, not at all. We were just looking for some information on somebody buried in your cemetery here. You keep records of who's buried here, yes?
Oh, oh yes, of course we do. All right, just follow me right over here. Ah,
And he pulls out this big old book. It's like with his little stick root arms, looks like they're about to snap. And he kind of picks it up and sets it poof, on the desk, kind of dusts it off a little bit.
well, was there something specific you were looking for? I assume.
Yes, that mausoleum out there with the lizard folk on it. Lenny Nealon. We were hoping to get maybe some next of kin or something off of that. Maybe who was the one that paid for the mausoleum and all that, you know?
Well, we do have an address written down here, which we take addresses just in case payment doesn't come through. That was a couple of years ago. I guess he could have moved by now, but I can give you the address.
Yes, that would be wonderful, little Jade. As I can see on your name tag there. So Jade gives them the address, and they are going to make their way over. It's across town a little ways, but they make the journey. And they get to the address. Now they walk up and they knock on the door. Does anybody answer? I'm going to say it's unlikely. It's the middle of the day. If anybody kind of like has a job or anything, they're probably going to be there. Does anybody answer on an unlikely chaos factor 470? No, they do not. So they don't get a knock. I don't think they're going to try to bust in, but they have an address. So I think they're going to stake this place out. Because otherwise, I don't think they really have much else to go on. Kind of boxing myself in the corner again. But I will find a way out of it. So, but I think we're about at that 30-minute mark. It's going to be a good place to stop it. So we have Zargo and Vega kind of like perched across the street, waiting to see if anybody comes or leaves from that address. And then if they do, maybe they'll get some leads. And we can continue the story. Again, thank you guys for watching, but it was a little bit of a dull episode. I really need to get into some combat. Stuff's dragging out more than I want it to. Alright, so this is the part where we go ahead and do our end of session bookkeeping. So we did end our scene of looking for the artifact, and then we actually went ahead and did another scene, but we'll just group those two together as 8. And I believe our heroes were very much in control of that situation. There wasn't much really going on. So I guess we'll go down to a 3. I'm not going to go below 3, and I probably won't like go above a 7. I'll probably stay within that range. So I mean, if they just keep being in control, I feel like it's just going to snowball one way. I'm not sure. Anyway, but we will take the chaos factor down to 3 because they were in control of that last scene. We will. All right. Stake out house. Sure, why not? That'll be our next scene for next session. Our character list. Now, a thread list. We are trying to. Assassination of Drew is still kind of pending. The theft is definitely still pending. Family curse. No, we really don't have any threads. Characters, though. We have Venice, the lizard folk right now, who we are currently investigating. Hopefully that something will come up with that. We haven't met anybody else. We did meet Jade, the little root leshy, don't feel like he's important enough to throw on the characters list yet. We really need some threads going on though. But regardless, we'll just keep it simple. We'll save that. We'll save this. And alright, I guess that'll do it. Varger thanks you as well, friends. We will see you next time. Goodbye.